Well, welcome back to the Piney Woods Homestead, y'all, here in central North Carolina. This morning, Lisa and I are coming down to the garden because we've had what we consider to be a partial crop failure. And it's in our beans. So we're going to show you that this morning, and then we're going to till it all under, treat it like it's been a long-term cover crop during growing season. So that's the partial benefit to it. And hopefully get some fall crops in the ground. Guys, thanks for stopping in at Piney Woods Homestead. Hit that old like and subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, as always, guys, we appreciate you. Let's get into bean patch.
All right, these are our white Dixie butter peas and our Ford Hook butter beans, which are basically the same thing. These are just a smaller bean, and the Ford Hooks get larger. But they have been in the ground for almost 80 days, and I'm attributing it to this crazy weather that we've had and the lack of sunlight and the cool temps to start, and then the really, really hot. Because once it gets really hot, they start dropping their blooms, and there are some on these, but I have seen what, maybe one or two pods on.
It's not been good.
No, so
we got more weeds now than beans, so we're going to take care of this. But
yeah, basically at this point, we're treating it as a cover crop. So unfortunately, these two are just going to be crop failures for the year, and we're going to turn them over so we can go ahead and get some fall crops planted in its place. And the good thing is it has set, all beans set nitrogen into the soil, so
it's not a waste.
It's not a waste, but in a way it is.
I know, we're trying to spin it so that it's not a waste, but she's going to pull up a few of these and just show you.
I mean, you can see all the blooms.
Oh, there's tons of blooms.
But they are dropping.
Oh, they're falling like crazy. It's been a benefit for the bees. They have enjoyed it.
They've enjoyed it, yeah. Well, I can get a hold of them. And you can see, like, these lower ones would have been the first to put on. And, I mean, these are a small bean, but those are microscopic. Like, you wouldn't.
The plants should be covered in bean pods.
They should be loaded, and there's.
And they're not loaded.
No.
They're not loaded like we have had in the past.
And they're not filled out.
Just like open this up. Open one of them up.
That's the thing when they're this little, and they're hard to get open.
And I like a little bean, but
yeah, see, that's
like, here's my pinky.
Yeah. We would.
It's a tender bean, and I love them, but that's a lot of work for. There might be 4 pints.
If we were lucky, as small as they are, that might. And we took, a good, because they're hard to shell when they're little like this. That would take a full day at least of shelling to maybe get 4 pints.
And we taste tested them the other day, and
they're not really that good.
They're bitter.
Yeah, they're bitter. Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna climb over here and see if I can find.
Yank up a plant.
Anything on here.
And let's clarify, it's not a lack of sunlight from the garden, because we have ample sunlight down here now with all this extra clearing that I did this spring.
Yeah, but if you've got cloud cover or cloud smoke cover for so many days and weeks, like, see that whole entire plant.
There's 2 pods on.
There's 2 pods. The blooms are falling.
And the bean looks good, but there's 2 pods. And it should be laden with pods.
And these are actually the first that I had seen on there, but. And again,
see, that's a good bean.
Yeah, that's a good bean. But again, now these are supposed to be they're supposed to be bigger than this.
Yeah, that's the size of a Henderson.
Yeah, and the pods are not, I mean, look at the pods. They're not shaped right. They should be more flat. They've got the discoloration there. So.
It is what it is.
It's what it is. Yeah, if we went through and picked all of these, and that's actually the first, I think I saw a few up towards the other end, And again, we would get through here and spend another day shelling these to get a couple of pints.
Just ain't worth it.
Yeah, which we were, you know, our plan with these was not all for us. We were gonna sell some of these as well, so there's that.
There's that.
Yeah.
So guys, not everything that you plant in your garden is gonna be 100% success. We're calling this a 50-50, just because it has set nitrogen and now we're gonna till it back under. We could feed it all to the hogs, yeah, but that would only benefit them for a short amount of time. It's going to benefit the garden more to turn it under, keep building that soil.
And really this would be too much for 3 hogs. So
it would be too much, yeah. And plus we shouldn't have to do much fertilizing because this green manure, yeah, is going to put off some heat and fertilizer for whatever we plant in here. So let's get to tilling. Y'all, another thing that we have let get away from us, not by intention, but just we were so busy, y'all, is the weed load on the outside of the garden, and it has shorted out our electric fence. And we know this because this morning I was walking in where the green beans the rabbit had been eating and the okra are, and I saw prints from a young buck down in the mud. So that lets me know that the fence is shorted out, because that's the first deer that we have had in here in several years. So we're going to take some fence down, push with the bucket. A lot of poke salad growing up in there. If you don't know what poke salad is, there's a song about it. Elvis sang about it. Anyways, poke salad, ain't it? Yeah, you got your granny. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to take that down on the push with the bucket and till that little bit up. That way there's not much for us to weed eat. Y'all, it's hot as blazes.
And
humid.
That's why we haven't weed eated as much down here, because it's been so hot.
It's been so hot, and I can't take it, y'all, like I used to. So we're gonna get a little fence down, get that cleaned up, and then we'll come back to you when it's time to disc heel and get some hills, some rows bedded up, and see what we're gonna plant. See, y'all, that didn't do bad at all, badding up. The row that had the limas in it, it was a little damper than the row with the butter peas. So it threw a few clods up whenever I healed, but no big deal, y'all. It's not enough to worry about as far as making it hard to plant. Lisa's going up to the house to grab some fall seeds and see what else we can get in the ground, y'all, because we still got growing season left, and it's time to be getting fall stuff in the ground. It is now July, what's today? July the 22nd, I believe that's correct. Hadn't looked at my calendar today. But anyways, it's time to get some stuff in the ground, maybe some collards, kale, things like that. So when she gets back, we'll see what she has selected, and we'll get these 225-foot rows replanted.
All right, we're gonna go through these 2 rows and go ahead and direct sow some of our fall crops. Some of them I will be starting in trays to transplant, so there'll be a staggering of them. But for now, down here we're doing Georgia collards and a top bunch collard. They're both the same leaf type. They're not, neither one are a cabbage collard. And then we're gonna do some envy carrots down here. And then in one of the raised beds, I'm gonna do a different variety. With carrots, I will direct sow them. Down here, we're gonna do, let's see, I've got too many things in my hand. Some stonehead cabbage, and I'll be starting seeds for some different varieties of that. We're gonna do some of the dino kale. I cannot pronounce the...
Dinosaur kale.
Yeah, they call it dinosaur kale.
Well, dino or something like that.
I can't pronounce
That's
it.
clover.
I'm not even gonna pronounce it. And some Blue Ridge kale, and that's more kale. And then a run of more bunching onions. So we'll get these going down through here.
Y'all, it's technically just a little bit early to plant these fall crops.
It's only about, for direct sow, we're only about a week and a half ahead, but with this weather, who knows?
Exactly. With the weather, y'all. We had cold temps on up for when we should have been having hot. And so we're taking a little bit of a gamble planting just a little bit early than what we normally would, because I'm just wondering if fall won't come early.
Yeah, what's next?
What's next? So we're gonna go ahead and get it in the ground because we got good workable soil down here. It's got plenty of moisture in it. Let's get it in the ground.
It doesn't really need to be deep at all for the onions.
All right, watch out.
That's just...
Or I'm gonna put you in the furrow.
All right.
I'm picking. All right, we are starting off this row with about 10 feet of bunching onions, and we're going to do bunching onions on the outer row as well, just to try to keep the rabbits out of here.
Yeah, that's going to give them, they don't like onions or leeks or garlic, so that's going to give them a buffer to hopefully deter them from coming in.
We're going to try, and if that don't work,
rabbit traps.
We got stuff that'll deter them.
Yeah.
All right, onion time.
And with bunching onions, what you want to do is put several seeds together so they'll bunch, and then space.
All right, we're gonna keep on trucking, get everything planted, and then we'll bring you back through and show you the layout.
Catch my breath. All right, on both ends of these 2 rows, did about 10 feet, give or take, of the bunching onions, and then a good section of Blue Ridge kale up this inner row, the cabbage, the stonehead cabbage, carrots, and then ending with bunching onions. And then the furthest row out is start bunching onions, Georgia collards and the dino kale, and ending with a little bit more of the bunch of onions. So hopefully this theory is going to work with that buffer of onions. On our section of carrots, we've just put some thin slabs down. That's just going to protect the seeds from extreme temperatures and help keep the moisture in, because they have to stay moist to germinate. So, you know, tarp works, piece of cardboard, anything like that. So I'll come through every day, and we've watered them heavy, covered them, and I'll come through every day, see if they need water, and keep an eye out for germination. And once a good portion are up, then we'll take the boards off. When he says you've got 20% battery left, so talk really fast.
Trying to speed her up. She's already faster than I am. But all right, those 225 foot rows are done, and about 2 gallons of water has been consumed.
Oh yeah.
It's hot, it's humid, and the mosquitoes are biting the fool out of us, y'all. Anyways, work's done for the day. Well, it's not done, but still a few more things.
Done.
This is done. I'm almost done, y'all. I've done about all I can do. I need some rest.
Me too.
Can I have a day off, boss lady?
Can I have a day off, boss man?
All right, guys. Y'all have a good day, a great week. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high. We'll see you on the next one.